I'm good. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. We're recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on episode 9 of It's All in the Delivery. I'm joined here with my co-host, as always. Let's start with Bobby in Connecticut. Bobby, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, outstanding, Warriors. Let's go. This one's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's right. And down in West by God, Virginia, we got Luke, Nomad himself. Luke, how's it going?
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. God, I've been waiting to say that. I've been waiting to say that, dude. I can't. The week was rough to end, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
If anybody knows old school wrestling, you know that intro. Rest in peace, Mean Gene. R.I.P. God bless him.
Attaboy. And also, we got a very special guest joining us this evening. It's evening here, but when you're listening, it's going to be daytime, right? But our guest today, guys, is from Farmington, Missouri. He is married with one daughter. He's been slinging cardboard for 17 years, and you would say he bangs out his route every day, right? See, he is also a professional wrestler during the weekend and a cardboard warrior all week. Let's give it up for Chris Slammer. Slammer, how are you?
Dude, I am awesome. I am pumped to be here. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Let's start this off. How's everybody's week been? Well, you know what? Let's start with Chris because I believe he's been on vacation this week.
I've been on vacation, so I'm awesome. And I'm off next week, too, so that's even more awesome.
Nice.
That's it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Any special occasion you took these 2 weeks off? You had a event or...
No, actually, all 5 of my vacations this year have been pretty much screwed because my first vacation week was actually in March whenever all this dumbness started.
Right.
Then so basically we had planned on, going to Clearwater for a couple of weeks, Disney, but we try to go every year down there now, but
Yep.
What do you do? Maybe in the springtime I'll head back down that way, brother.
There you go.
It's throwing a wrench in everybody's plans for sure.
It screwed everything up. It really has.
Sure. And Luke, how's your week been, bud?
Well, I had the 2 over 9-5 days to end the week, which it's Friday, so I can wake up with a smile on my face. So it wasn't bad.
That's right.
It wasn't bad.
That's right. And Bobby.
Dave?
You got something to say, right?
Dave,
something about boxes?
We talked about this, and everything was going smooth. I walked into a store, and I was like, I got seven for you. And the guy was like, 7 what? And I looked at my uniform, and I looked at the fucking truck, and I'm like, boxes. And he turns around like he didn't know that I was going to deliver boxes to him. And I was just like, so... That was a couple days ago. The week ended well, but I just couldn't believe that this guy didn't know that I didn't have 7 boxes for him.
Like you had 7 horses or something for him, maybe?
Yeah, 7 horses, 7 fucking plants. I fucking deliver boxes.
That's happened. I've had that happen as well, where people were like, "What are you doing out here?" And I look back, I'm like, I mean, really? I'm out here looking at the scenery.
Can I ask you guys a question then? Because this is what I want to know. Do you think most people that we go to are aliens?
Yeah,
because I mean, I'm not even lying. I mean, I walk up to people, I'll be like, "How are you today?" And they just stare blankly at me.
Jesus
Christ. I don't. I just want to know you got because you do the same stuff. And just wondered.
It just or they call you and you're just same thing.
That happens.
Every time somebody calls me, or the mailman, I always look down and I'll be like, or somebody be like, hey, mailman's here. And I'll be like, where's he at? I don't see him. Or the people that come up to me and be like, hey, I got some mail. Can you take it for me?
Yeah.
No. And they just they look at me like I'm an idiot that I can't do that. You gotta give that to your mailman.
It's true.
I get mail in my letter boxes.
Oh, those are the best.
So I just leave it out and I set it right on top of the box.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
It's like if they're that dumb to put it in there, I'm that dumb to put it on top of it and let it get rained on.
God, man. I'm telling you what, you were already pretty high on my list and you just moved up another notch. Dude, I love it.
17 years, man. I'm past the boiling point.
Dude, yeah, that's what it was. It was the patience. I'm like, 7 what? What do you mean?
7
It is amazing, though, how many people can get us confused with other companies. And the thing one time, to tell a quick story, I had somebody wail on a horn once to like track me. And they weren't like tailgating me, but they were like waving me down. And where I was at, it took me a minute to pull over because I was kind of in the downtown area. And so she got out and she's like, oh, thank God. And it was for, it was like you said, mailman. It was, I know Dave will edit this because it's hard to say. It's the one with the fourth letter. And
mailman.
So yeah, mailman. And she said, oh, thank God I saw you. So you saved me a trip. And she hands me this package. I'm like, I was like, oh, I can't take this. And you know, most of the time when you explain it, they're like, you know, okay, I understand, because they don't look at labels every day like we do. But I mean, she was pissed. She was like, I don't understand. So finally I was like, it's like Pepsi. It would be like you handed me a case of Pepsi to go take to the Coke warehouse. I was like, that's the best way I can explain it. Yeah. And then it was fine. But yeah, it's amazing how much that happens.
That's weird that you said that, because I don't know how many thousands of times that I've had to shut my truck off when I'm driving. People coming up to me, wait, I have a package for you. And I already know what it's going to be. Yeah. And they'll walk up to me with and be like, can't take it. I don't even get aggravated with people anymore. I just say, I can't take it.
That actually
thanks for wasting my time.
That actually happened to me, and Bobby was actually on the phone with me this day.
Dude, that was the best one.
And so I'll tell a quick story real quick. So I literally walking up the driveway. This customer's like, hey, can I give you a package? As he's driving by. And I was like, oh, yeah. And it was a little bit of a long drive. I was like, sure, leave it on the steps of the truck, you know?
Oh,
yeah. So, so right, he left it. And I just kept walking up, dropped it, came back. And I was like, Bobby, you would not believe this. And he goes, what? I said, it's for the post office. It's for the mailman. And sure enough, though, the guy lived right around the corner. So you know what I did? I drove it right back to his house. And I said, buddy, no, this is not me, dude. I'm sorry. I can't take this one. You know what I mean?
He's not lying. I was totally on the phone the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, he fucking went back. He's like, I got to turn around.
Well, at least you gave it back to him.
Yeah.
I mean, because some people have been known to just kind of throw them on a conveyor belt and then they just get lost forever. But, you know, it's been known to happen. I don't know what happened.
I used to take the post office boxes back to the center, and they'll just end up taking it out there, put it in the mailbox or something.
I feel like eventually
they get rid of it.
Yeah, they'll get rid of it eventually. They'll clutter it out. Yeah, it might be 6 months, but it'll get out.
It's their fault from giving it to the wrong people.
Yeah, right.
So, Slammer, tell us, take us back a little bit here. You know, let's take it back 17 years ago. How did you get started slinging cardboard?
How did it all happen? Well, I was I'd been working at a cable company, which I kind of liked, really, but I was always when one of these, I used to deliver furniture, and I was always like, man, I just want to do something, make a little better money, just do something. So I started working at the cable company, which was awesome. I liked it. It was pretty easy because I just climbed poles and disconnected cable, usually when people were watching something, you know, and so, I mean, that was actually pretty fun. So anyway, my mother and father-in-law owned a garage door business. Would you like to come work for us? And I was like, that would probably be great. So I went to work for him. I'm not mechanically inclined. I can't build stuff. So this was not good. It's like, I don't know how to put these things up.
Yep.
I can't. Yep. So anyway, I was just kind of working for him and working for a furniture company part-time. And the guy used to come into my mother and father-in-law's work all the time. I'd be like, man, you guys hiring? It's like, I know you guys wear shorts all the time, and
huge selling.
It's like, it looks like a cool job. And he's like, man, you probably wouldn't like this. And I was like, oh, okay, and he literally came in like 2 days later. He's like, hey, you really want to come work here? And I was like, I would love to. I need to do something. He's like, well, they just fired a guy this morning. And I was like, okay. And this is when you could get a job without having to do it online.
Sure.
And he's like,
right.
I'm like, well, what do I do? And he's like, get a resume, go over to the center, be there at 8:00. There'll be a guy with a mustache standing outside smoking a cigarette. That's the boss. Give it to him. I was like, all right. So at 8:00, I showed up. There's a guy standing outside, mustache smoking a cigarette. I asked politely asked if he was Dave, and he's like, yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook to this day. He's retired. He's a super cool guy. Also a big Rams fan. Anyway,
good for
he
him.
He kind of looked at me up and down. He goes, well, looks like you could probably handle loading some boxes. I'll talk to you later. I went away. About 4:00 that afternoon, he called me and said, you want a job? I was like,
no way.
Yeah. He goes, all right, be here tomorrow at 5:00.
That's awesome.
So 5:00 the next day, I think it was, or actually he said that was a Friday. He said, come in Monday. So went in Monday, started loading trailers, literally 3 days into work. I was like, this sucks. It was hot. You know how hot those trailers are.
Oh, hell 90
yeah. degrees outside. I mean, we have heat and humidity here like you would not believe anyway during the summertime. And it's already mid-June, so it's super hot. I came home at Wednesday night. So I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I came home and I told my wife, I said, you know what? This sucks. I said, I hate it. And she's like, listen, I know it sucks. Do me a favor. Why don't you give it a couple weeks? Maybe things will turn around. She goes, they get, the insurance, this could be something. She said, but I understand. Give it a couple weeks. If you hate it, try to find something else. I was like, all right. So anyway, 17 years later, here I am still working.
Awesome.
Dude, and you know what's funny is think about when you unload those trailers and you blow your nose at the end of the day, and it's like you've been down in a coal mine.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
straight.
And
COVID.
when I got the job, they said, it'll probably be about 7.5 years before you can become a driver, because we're a smaller center. I mean, 30 drivers. I think now we're probably up to like 35 because it's so busy. I mean, it's Christmas time year round right now.
Yep.
right.
But anyway, they said it'd be about a 7-year wait. And I was like, all right, and luckily 3.5 years in, at 9 months of unloading the trailer, then the next was scanning packages, loading unloading trucks, and they said, hey, you want to go driving school? I was like, yeah. And I worked a full-time job during the day delivering uniforms at this time. And the uniform job was actually pretty cool. I actually liked that. But I'd get up at like 3 a.m. and do that job until like 10, 11, then try to get a couple hours sleep, get a workout in. I have to be at 5:30, work until 10:30 every night. That was awful. And, they said, you want to go driving school? I'm like, let's do it. And then it was me and another guy, and the other guy was ahead of me. He was going to become a driver, and I was just going to do it so I could drive air on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other guy went to be a driver, and about his 25th day, they told him he wasn't going to make it.
Oh.
So they said, you want to be a driver? And I said, yeah. So that was 2006. So that's when I got my 30 days in right before peak season. So
nice. You got it in before peak because that's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
Actually, it was peak.
Wow, dude, that's the whole thing that guy knew. 8 o'clock, show up. There'll be a guy outside with a mustache smoking a cigarette. That is incredible.
And I feel like everybody's had a manager that's mustache smoking a cigarette. Like I feel like you could post them up in any part of the world, and people would
anybody that's been there 17 years, I guarantee you, they got hired by a guy
robots,
that was, smoking a cigarette, mustache. And I mean, he was pretty hard dude. And it's weird how cool he is now. I mean, the guy's like a motorcycle rider for the, when like a Vietnam veteran or a veteran dies, he's like there with the motorcycles riding with them. It's like, man, how did you become this cool guy all of a sudden?
That's awesome. My father-in-law does that. That's cool, man.
That is cool.
That doesn't strike me as a man. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it wouldn't strike me as a management man.
Before he was writing for warning letters, he was just like, warning.
Dude,
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
No,
really. Well, that is a conversation in itself. Listen.
It's weird. I mean, I've worked there, and I am honestly the most laid back I can get along with anybody person. But in the last 5 years, I don't file grievances. I actually filed my first. I think I filed 2 in 17 years, and I literally just filed one a few months ago because I told them they was discriminating against me, and they're like, well, I told them one time, I said, the amount of work I go out with compared to everybody else, just because I can go out and do it or whatever. But I told them they was discriminating against me, and they didn't believe me. They keep piling it on me, so I filed a grievance, and things changed for a little while. It's kind of starting to creep back up now, though. I'm going to have to reel them in.
Yeah, you gotta check them.
Well, they probably too, if you're late, because I'm kind of the same way. I'm late. I've only filed a few. I mean, I think I've filed my first grievance this year that I actually got a check for because I never was on the 9.5 list until this year. It wasn't a shit year to be on the 9.5 list when we're in a pandemic anyway. But so I got that grievance, but I'm the same way, and I would probably say because you're a fit dude, and I mean I'm not shredded. You're in shape, dude. I might not, but they still look at me like for me, they would give me one stop in a section. Like one time I had this 150-pound whatever it was, and it was in a housing development that was this would be a probably 30-stop housing development. Easy stops, but I mean I'm saying they get more. There's more than one delivery in this development. So I have one in it, and it is this big ass E-Ray, and it's heavy tapes on it. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I text the neighboring route. I'm like, you got Deerfield? He said, yeah. I was like, oh, well, I was so mad because that guy wouldn't have been able to do it. And they knew he would have had to have called to get help. And they knew I was like, they're just expecting me. And I did it because I refuse. I'm not in my weightlifting prime anymore because I've slacked, but at one time I could squat 700 pounds. And I'm just like, so I refuse, like, as long as I should have just made it like, I should have made it that I should have called because we're supposed to, but I didn't. I just lifted it. And
I've never called to get help before. I had to go help a guy once.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's warranted, it's fine. And that's a whole nother story. But I have a rant on that, but I won't get into that because that's
so. I think the whole we're considered a super rural center. I mean, we have routes, 300 miles a day, stuff like that.
What the?
And
fuck?
Unfortunately, I'm probably the closest guy to the center. I run probably one of the fewest miles on a route, and
what's that? How many miles?
Yeah, about 65, 70, 75.
You said
like
300 miles though.
Oh yeah, I used to run a route that ran 300 miles every day.
Holy
wow! How many stops did you have?
Oh no,
60.
So you say
40, 50.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, because it couldn't have been. It couldn't. I mean,
well, what? Here's the thing that sucked. The route that I used to run, they decided, this was in 2007, right when I became a driver. They told me and the other guy that had just become drivers, if we didn't they put in satellite routes about an hour south of our center. So they're going to put 2 trucks on a parking lot, and they're going to drag a trailer down there every day for the guy that goes to the furthest town away. So if we didn't take these routes, we'd be laid off indefinitely. So it kind of freaked us out at the time because we're new drivers. Okay, we take these routes. I forget why I even got onto that, but that's a route I used to run. But yeah, it was awesome. But after a couple of years of having to go drive my own car down there every day and home, I was our start time was like 10:30. So there was nights I'd come rolling in at like midnight after a 12-hour day down there. But now that's all gone away, all those routes. But there was always a route up here I liked. My route is all pavement. I do a ton of stops. I go home to eat, in the evening. I don't have a lot of overtime. It's not a big overtime route. I mean, it could be if I really wanted it to be, but I like to get home.
Oh yeah.
But if you go back out now, these rural routes now, they're not the same. I mean, they're long days. Like that route I used to run, there used to be 2 routes down there. Now there's like 6.
Wow.
Because everybody and their brother orders online, and everybody lives way out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you get out there, you might do like 2-3 stops an hour because places are so far apart, driving down the dry riverbeds and this and that. I got flat in the dry riverbed one time, waited for 4 hours to get my tire changed.
Oh,
God.
oh.
Shit.
I can't even imagine that. Like, we there's pavement everywhere here. There's no.
Oh yeah, you get down there. I mean, I know one stop down in this town called Bunker. You go to this. There's this one house.
Bunker.
I'm not going there.
Bunker, Missouri. You can look it up. Anyway, if you just had to go to this one house, once you got off of the highway to get onto the first county road that you go on, it is 12.5 miles on gravel to their house, 12.5 miles back. It's about a 1 hour round trip to get to that house if you just go to them.
And
it sounds like,
and I'll tell you, the people that used to live there was awesome because this lady baked, and she would have homemade cookies.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Pie, chocolate covered peanuts. You always knew you was going to get a nice treat, but it sucked driving out there.
Fuck that. Cookies! Cookies!
It was amazing. If it was snowing or something, you could leave their stuff in town.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And they'd be cool with it?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Dude, those 300-mile routes when it snows, do they just stop at a diner and just hang out there for 8 hours? Like what did they?
Yeah, I don't use my phone at work, but I used to back in the day when I used to have that. I would just call people. I'd be like, "Hey, I can either leave your stuff here at the restaurant or the gas station, and you can come get it in your 4-wheel drive, or we can wait until all the snow and ice is gone."
Hell yeah.
And 90% of the time, they'd be like, "Hey, my aunt that lives right there by the gas station. Yep. Could you leave it there? Sure can."
Damn right.
Yep.
I'm not driving to your house.
Wrong fucking state to be drivers.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what there's a lot of people that do that where I'm at too. Cause there's we do 3 counties in my center, and the one is it is a higher elevation county. And it's literally another world. It can be fine here where I'm at in Preston County. There could be a fucking foot of snow. But yeah, there's a lot of our drivers that do that too. Like they'll just be like, because people want their stuff, and if they don't, like, well, I can put chains on, or I can just call, and so they'll call people.
And that's why I kind of stay on my route. I mean, I think I'll eventually bid off onto one of these other. I think I'm number 13 now, and I think we got 2 drivers fixing to retire. I think before peak. If they're smart, they'll get out before peak. But
it's been peak.
My route here, I'm no further than 12 miles away from my house. I figure if my truck breaks down or something, I'll walk home. It's like when you're down, I got stuck down there on that route that went to Bunker one time. It started ice and they said, get back, weather was starting to get bad. And there's a mountain you got to go over. It's called Tip Top Mountain. And I was almost to the top of it. And this random person in front of me for no reason stopped. And I slid off the side of the road and I was stuck there for like 5 hours until they got me unstuck.
Damn, dude.
Dude, you're at the mercy at the weather. God, I can't.
You are.
I feel your
it's
pain.
Awful. No food. It was late. I was just like, I just want to go home.
Jesus, dude. So, dude, that sucks. The winter is the worst part about this job. The winter's
the winter is the worst part because you're at the mercy of the weather. I mean, especially if you live in a state that gets snow. Then
I thought you said what's the worst part of this job. I was easily going to say my supervisor.
Dude, I got a question for you now because I've been saving it to switch gears from wrestling because I know.
Hold on, Luke.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Before we switch gears, I just got to quickly mention to the listeners real quick. Just want a little plug here, guys. upsandbrowns.com. We just put out a brand new hoodie with a brand new logo. Everyone's been loving it. Thank you to everybody for the feedback for it. Go check out the merch there, upsandbrowns.com. You'll see the little tab. Hit the tab. You go to the shop. Boom. You can get everything there and much more merch to come. And thank you guys again for that. And Luke, go ahead, buddy.
God, the best moderator in the game. I will say it till the day I die.
Anyways, Dave.
And so to switch gears, obviously we know you're a pro wrestler. You're a wrestler, and I had my first wrestling question. I have a few because I was a huge fan growing up. I was probably you go from the 80s era to the Attitude Era, maybe a little bit beyond that. I don't watch it much now, but I've got I've got some shit for you. That I've had this debate with people. So Yokozuna.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yokozuna. When Lex Luger, you remember when Lex Luger, when they did that contest to see who could body slam Yokozuna.
I visited Lex Luger at a mall when he had the Lex Express. Got an autograph from him. I couldn't. Anyway, go ahead. That's a story.
Dude, we had that as another question. How many greats he's
going to lead me to another story. So I'll get us all off track.
So Lex Luger getting off that helicopter and body slam Yokozuna. I gotta ask you because I saw Ahmed Johnson, and you might have watched that match. I saw Ahmed Johnson body slam Yokozuna. He put him over his head.
Ahmed Johnson was a strong man.
Yeah, he was he was a brick shit house. But I feel like Lex Luger's body slam Yokozuna.
It was not good at all.
Thank you. I have had this debate since that happened. I was like, he didn't really body slam him. It was body slam.
Yoko number one gave him a pretty good jump.
Right.
Maybe he didn't post very good on Luger. I don't know. Luger's still 6'5", 275 at the time. I mean, pretty strong guy.
I mean, yeah, Lex Luger was still
when
a
you're
beast.
grabbing a 500-pound, I don't know if you've seen the video of me. I body slammed a 350-pound guy in a steel cage. It was pretty decent slam, I think. But that Yoko slam, that was more of a.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like
you're talking Ahmed Johnson. That's a up, cradle neck, down.
Yeah, so, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I was doing it.
It was not a very good slam. That was a whole.
I swear to God, I will cut.
And then
this
Luger
part
didn't
out
even win the championship after that.
right, exactly.
Did you know? You may not have known this. They actually at a live show. There's people out there that were actually at a live event that they brought Luger out. This is before the SummerSlam match. This was a couple days before, and they videotaped Luger coming out with the belt, having him as the champion, I guess, to see the reaction and all that. And why they didn't have him win the belt, I don't know. But there's actual footage. You can look that up, and you can see pictures of Luger with the WWF Championship on.
Dude,
oh shit!
I'm so glad you said that, because I've literally had that argument with people. Like people, friends of mine. If we get together, it doesn't happen all the time, but it still will happen at some point, especially if we're drinking. If it comes up, and then I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, he didn't, because I was like, he wasn't the first one to body. I was like, I think Ahmad Johnson. I don't know if Ahmad was the first, but I was like, he was the first one to legit slam Yokozuna. I was like, dude, that looked like a deadlift, what Lex Luger did. And I was like, that wasn't a body slam. It just was, I mean, I was like, he put it halfway and dropped him. It's like when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre. I mean, I know he failed on the first attempt. I mean, that's documented, right? When he tried.
Are you talking about WrestleMania 3?
Yes, WrestleMania 3.
Have you seen all the have you ever seen, this is going back. I mean, Hogan body slammed Andre hundreds of times before that match.
I saw that.
Good body slams. And you can look at other people. You ought to look at Harley Race body slamming Andre on a concrete floor outside of the ring. Harley Race.
I didn't realize Harley Race.
Louis, by the way.
Harley Race is from St. Louis, and he body slammed Andre the Giant.
He lived in Troy right before he died a couple of years ago. He lived out in Lake of the Ozarks, which is west of Columbia. Yeah, I got to meet him several times. Wish I could have wrestled for him.
I feel like when I watched him, he must have been older when I was seeing him, because I would never have guessed for him to be able to slam Andre.
Yeah, you ought to look it up. Look up Harley slamming Andre, and you'll be like, it's amazing. It's awesome.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that.
And yeah, Andre was quite a bumper back in.
Well, that was
started. That
was actually my neck. I had two questions I wanted to make. I'll go ahead and just get my second one out of the way, since we're talking about Andre. I wanted to ask you. I know Hulk Hogan he's obviously the more popular of the two, because Andre's been gone for a long time, and and Hogan had a way longer career, and is still. I know he's the more popular, but I've had this debate too. Would you say, like everybody always likes to say, and I love Hulk. I hate to even give him, but I'd like to say the only thing that'll
get under my skin.
I don't think I would. Well, I'm not ever. I love Hulk, but I would say, and I know it was a different time. Hulk Hogan made it. It was way more. He was way more popular. It was a different era. I know Andre wrestled in his prime, like was still territory wrestling and stuff, but. Would you say that Andre was the original, like that started it for everybody? Was he the first, or was there somebody before him? Because there may have been. I mean, I know there was people back in the day before him, but I don't. He's kind of as far.
Are you talking like as far as popularity with
popularity, or just putting it up to like that, putting it up to another level to where it can be where it is now, I guess.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because you're talking about the territories and stuff. I mean, Andre was kind of all over the place too. I mean, he was just so big. Yeah, probably.
It's hard. That's a hard one to ask, because I feel like, I mean, you can't say. It's almost like comparing Michael Jordan to Michael Jordan. Almost,
so
you know what I mean?
Asking like who paved the way.
I mean, I feel like they both paved the way in different eras, but I still like to say Andre was the original. I don't know. That's but I don't. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
That's a good debate.
The first wrestling I ever watched was World Class, and I mean, you had before the WWF. I actually watched World Class Championship Wrestling. That was like the thing. That had like the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, and man, Von Erichs were pretty popular. And I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question real good. Because
it's a hard one. It's a hard one to even answer.
Because even Flair, as popular as Flair is now, I mean, he was popular back. He was, big in the South.
Yeah, I feel like Ric Flair might be more well known now than he ever.
He's more well known now. I mean, yeah. That's tough. I mean,
didn't he do a rap video or something? I think that's what.
The Ric Flair drip,
something, right?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I'll have to look at that.
Rap videos always boost your.
Yeah.
Boost your popularity.
Well, I'm gonna go do one then.
That's it. That's the quote.
The slammer rap video. Oh man.
My name is Slammer.
Yeah, I was going to say Dave would be the only one to be able to help
That's
you with that.
like the Humpty dance.
There you go.
So who's you obviously it was already mentioned that you met Hulk Hogan. Who's been a couple of the other greats that you had the pleasure of meeting?
Oh, Lex Luger, and I couldn't talk to him when I met him. I was overwhelmed when I met him. I just walked up to him. He's like, "How are you today?" And I was like, "Nah, fine." So anyway, you know who Nikita Koloff is?
Yes.
The Russian back in WCCW days.
Yes.
He actually, my brother-in-law is a preacher, and he has a preacher friend in town. And for some reason, he's big with wrestlers. It's very strange to me. I don't know how he knows everybody. Anyway, he's friends with Nikita Koloff. Well, Nikita just so happened to be passing through town one day, and this was probably about 8-10 years ago, whatever. I had my gym at the time. Anyway, I'm at work one morning, and it's peak season, and it's busy. It's crazy. My phone's in my pocket. My phone keeps ringing. And I'm like, it's driving me nuts. I just let it ring. Starts ringing again. So I look to see who it is. It's my wife. And I was like, I'll just have to call her back. Then the phone rings again. I'm like, something's bad. Yeah. So I answered the phone. I'm like, hello. And she's like, you'll never guess who's in your gym. And I'm like, who? She's like, Nikita Koloff. And I'm like, why is Nikita Koloff in my gym? She's like, he's working out. He knows Ronnie, blah, blah, blah. And starts telling me, I'm like, I'm at work. I can't come there.
No.
So anyway.
Oh, man.
I couldn't get there. Of course, my wife gets a picture with him. And he's, at the time, I know you guys see me drinking the Bangs all the time, but the first energy drink I liked was Monsters. I love Monster Energy. So I put a couple pictures or whatever. Well, Nikita sees this. He's like, so anyway, Nikita sends me a case of this Verve energy drink, and then he starts anyway, needless to say, he calls me one day and he has Lex Luger on the phone. And I'm on a 3-way call with Nikita Koloff and Lex Luger, and I get to tell him about how I met him and I couldn't talk. But then all of a sudden, Lex Luger starts talking about this product and stuff, and it's like trying to get me to invest into this company. And what sucks is sometimes Nikita calls me or texts me, and I'm like, Nikita, he wants me to buy something. and I can't get excited because he's a wrestler, because it's like, he's going to want me, because he sends me stuff all the time. He's like, well, you heard of a Fitbit? Well, we got this now. And I'm like,
I mean, he even tried to use Lex Luger to get you to buy something.
He tried to use Lex Luger, and I was
that's impressive. But
I was overwhelmed by it. But anyway, I got hooked up with this Cape Championship Wrestling a couple of years ago, and I mean, we're bringing people in. I mean, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Jimmy Hart, actually one of my most favorite people, Bushwhacker Luke, has had a gym in Clearwater right above Hogan's Beach Shop. I've actually become friends with Bushwhacker Luke, that I actually have his phone number in my phone. I can call him right now. It's pretty.
Are we going to call him on the podcast?
I probably could.
These Bushwhackers.
The
right?
Bushwhackers. Luke and Butch, Bobby, tell me you don't remember. I mean, that's right in our wheelhouse.
Luke is awesome. Poor Butch. He's just in bad health. He's actually in New Zealand. He's just not in real good health. But Luke, he's down there hanging and banging in Clearwater Beach, man, and had a gym till like last year. He sold it to the guy that was running it for him. But like it's pretty neat, because he's actually Luke's a friend of mine on Instagram too, and he'll like comment on stuff, and I'm always like, Bushwhacker Luke just liked and commented on one of my posts.
Yeah, dude, I would fanboy the shit out of that too, man. How can you not?
What I'm trying to do, there's two things that I want to get done. Last year we had Jimmy Hart at one of our CCW shows, and the booker, one of the owners, he knows what a huge Jimmy Hart fan I am. And he pretty much assigned me to Jimmy Hart that day to hang out with him, sit at his table with him. And So one goal I have, I need Jimmy Hart to manage me during at least one match. And I want to be in a tag team match with Bushwhacker Luke. Even though he's 72 years old, I will go out there and take the beat the whole time. So anyway, the place in Arkansas that I wrestled at, I had put a post. There's a picture of me and Luke, and I'm like, I want to be Bushwhacker Luke's tag team partner. The booker in Arkansas, within 5 minutes of seeing that, sends me a message. He goes, I could probably get him up here. This was pre-pandemic, so I'm going to have to start working on some of this stuff. So yeah, we got Bushwhacker Luke, good friend.
Dude,
we had both Matt and Jeff Hardy down there at Cape. We've had Glacier, Hornswoggle, Thunder Rosa, just all kinds of people, man. We're always James Storm. The Godfather was just at our Super Show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
We've had Raven.
I think like growing up for like me when I was watching it, like the Hardy Boys, like they were like, they were the thing. Like at that time, with like the Dudley Boys too, and shit. And like they were like the two big, the brothers and all this stuff. And
dude, the first time I remember seeing Brock Lesnar's debut, poor Spike Dudley, he got the triple power bomb. God, I remember Spike Dudley might have been my favorite of the Dudley Boys. I'm just going rogue there, but I loved little Spike, like little Jimmy could.
It's actually funny. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Arkansas, and what the guy that makes the matches down there was telling me about a match he had with Spike Dudley, and just was telling me how he was all. I don't remember if he's coked up or what. He just was telling me about how out of his mind he was. He just was telling me how he saved Spike's life because he just went for a move and he was just about to break his neck. And he said after he saved him, he just walked off because he's like, man, this guy's just going to die out here.
Jesus.
You mentioned your gym. What do you owned a gym? You ran a gym?
I owned a gym for 7 years. It was Mac's Gym. My last name's McFarland. My nickname my whole life was Little Mac. My dad was Big Mac. Just kind of people would be like, hey, Mac, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Mac's Gym. That's what I'll name it. So anyway, there was a gym right by my mother and father-in-law's business, and we kind of caught wind that they was wanting to sell this gym. It's like, man, I'd love to own a gym. We bought the building and the equipment and made the building bigger and had a really good gym. I mean, if I would that's why I was saying before we got on the podcast, it's just like, that's kind of where I kind of started to hate a lot of people is owning a business.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what it's like to run a business, work the kind of hours we work.
You would do what? You were running the gym and battling cardboard?
I'd pedal cardboard all day. And like my wife would work at the gym during the day. She actually had to quit her job that she was working because we were so busy. So she'd run the gym in the day. I would come in the evening. Then we actually had a girl come in to work, and it got to be a pretty good thing, but eventually I just couldn't. Me and my wife, we just couldn't take it no more. We actually ended up closing it in 2016. And I still had the gym building and my stuff there for almost 2 years until I sold the building. And that's why I'm saying this gym here is actually in my backyard. We bought a house and it had 1,000 square foot outbuilding out here, and I got a commercial gym in my backyard.
Dude, like I said before we started recording, I told them guys, I said, because I was I know I've slacked in recent years with weightlifting, but I spent probably most of my life in the weight room. When I saw your setup, I was like, holy shit. It is amazing.
It's pretty cool. And
why don't we, because this is going to be posted on YouTube. I mean, if you don't mind, you want to give a little pan, because I don't think Bobby was here either when you showed us, and people who watch it can also take a look.
I thought we were going to have him do some pull-ups.
I can do that.
Fuck yeah. Banks him out. So, show Kenny Phillips what it's all about.
Right. Oh,
I don't know how good this is showing, but
it's good.
It's good, man. I'm just impressed with the insulation.
The insulation. Same here, dude. Man. I look at that insulation all the time.
I'm just like, that's so warm in there.
My dumbbells alone are.
That's
awesome.
official.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that collection that dumbbell collection is impressive.
Sick.
It's like I got like 8 dumbbells in my for my makeshift. I was like, damn, yeah. I see that. I was like, damn, that is I absolutely,
dude.
I was in all of it when I saw it the first time. It's a good one, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm proud of it. This is my little sanctuary. So yeah,
same word. Yep.
Awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Do you do morning workouts or after work workouts?
I'm an evening worker outer. I like to work out like as soon as I get off work. As long as it ain't one of them days that just totally drains me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like working out early in the mornings. I like evening time, later in the evening. Like right now, I wouldn't mind workout right now. It's just later in the evening the better.
Totally. So
it's hard because sorry, Dave. Go ahead, man.
So I was gonna say workouts in the evening if it's not been a crazy day slinging cardboard. So take us to a day in your life on, let's say, I don't know if you guys call them game days for wrestling, but yeah, your match days. I don't know what way you guys call them, but take us through like your routine to get morning to start time.
Okay. It just depends. I wrestle for, I could actually go out. Like I said, I could do some more stuff, but a lot of stuff is through the weeks. So I can't do anything Monday through Friday. So my main company is Cape Championship Wrestling, which is in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It's about 60 miles south of me. So it's about 2 hours south of St. Louis. It's on the Mississippi River. If we go to that day, so typically what it would be, it's about an hour and a half, hour and 15, hour and 20-minute drive for me. I am actually responsible for putting the wrestling ring up down there. That's one of my jobs as well as wrestling down there. So I get up about 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning after I've had my week of work, depending on how many hours. So you know about how that is. So 6:30 in the morning, I get up, I get ready, suitcase full of wrestling gear. I get to Cape by 9 o'clock. Takes a couple hours, set the ring up, and then we train for a few hours, take some bumps, practice some stuff. Then there's usually some dead time, 2 to whatever. Usually most of the wrestlers start showing up about 3:30, kind of find out who you might be working with that night, figuring out what you might be doing or whatever. So basically just, I'm very anxiety ridden. So I need to sit and relax as much as I can. Just try to focus on what I need to get done that night. Usually bell time 7 o'clock. I hope this is what you just want to hear. This is pretty much what I do,
yes.
Dude, absolutely.
Before the match, I'm one of these people. I got some t-shirts and pictures and stuff I sell. So my daughter, she usually sits at my table and works, selling shirts and stuff. I actually have masks too now, if people want those. So I try to take pictures with people. I'll take pictures, pretty much with anybody. That's fun. I love it.
Do you have a website that you sell the shirts on? Or you do it in person at the shows?
Well, I do them in person at the show, but I actually have a t-shirt shop on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's prowrestlingtees.com/slammer. And you can go right to that.
Awesome.
I think they sell them for $19.99, and I get a portion of that money sent to me, but they sell them, they print them, they ship them. And
I've seen those shirts.
I've actually sold
my buddy designs for that site.
What's that?
My buddy designs for that site. He's done who's he done for? He's done drawings for wrestlers.
Really?
So I'm going to send him your info, and I want to see if he can make you like a design or a shirt or something.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that.
Because if you would sell the shirt, you would get a cut, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So far I have one shirt on the site. I actually have another shirt, and I've actually got some shirts sitting in my closet that I haven't even sold yet because I'm waiting for some wrestling gear that's taken forever and always keeps getting screwed up. So I can do something else. But I've got a pretty cool new logo that I'm pretty excited about. That
awesome.
Hopefully soon I'll get to debut that. So
awesome.
Anyway, that's pretty much, sell some pictures, take some pictures. Then I have my match. Then I usually intermission time, take pictures, try to sell something again. And it's not all about selling stuff for me. This is all I've wanted to do since I was a kid. Making a few extra bucks, for wrestling a match, selling some t-shirt. That's just a bonus on top of it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Especially when I go to Arkansas. It's a 3-hour drive to where I wrestle at in Arkansas. So, a little bit of money there is nice just to, fill up my tank and get some Taco Bell on the way home.
That's awesome. Dude, I got so many questions.
Yeah, dude, pro wrestling tees, you can get a t-shirt. And I also peddle shirts for Collar and Elbow. I'm one of their sponsored athletes. So anytime somebody buys a Collar and Elbow t-shirt and uses Chris Slammer, all capital letters in the discount, I actually get a cut of money from that. So I make a little money on the wrestling side of things.
Nice.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm still waiting on Vince McMahon to give me me big contract, though. I'm waiting for him to call.
I'll say Vince, if you're listening.
That was actually one of the questions.
AEW, that's fine too,
Yeah, no, it's actually funny because that was actually one of the questions we had was if you ever got the chance and got asked to go to the WWE, would you?
I mean, my answer is yes. I mean, things would just have to work out because of my day job, because I've been there so long. That's my insurance.
Yep.
So yeah, it just, I've got a lot of friends that have been on Monday Night Raw, and
nice.
That's actually something they pick wrestlers that are independent wrestlers. That get brought in, you have a little tryout or whatever. And the guy I just beat last Saturday night, he just got beat just a few months ago by Aleister Black on Monday Night Raw. And I've got 2 wins against him.
Oh, nice.
Monday Night Raw.
Nice.
Tag team champion of the world. Dude, awesome. This is amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, the one goal, I just want to be on Monday Night Raw. If a squash match is fine. That's pretty much where they just beat you immediately. Please. And then give me my money and let me go. I just want to be on Monday Night Raw. It's not even about the money. I just want to be on Monday Night Raw.
No, that's awesome, dude.
Dude, I mean, you would, I'm telling you, from what I've seen on clips on Instagram, you'd be I'm not saying you would be good. You would be good on Raw. I've seen people, you look the part, dude. You're in shape. You could be on Monday Night Raw, brother.
It would. That's the dream. Give me on Monday Night Raw.
All right. So the headquarters. So you lucked out. So the headquarters is in Stanford, which is 15 minutes away from right there. If you just walk or drove 15 minutes this way, where I am,
run right into it.
Yeah, you would be in Stanford, Connecticut headquarters.
That's also a dream, is to go there. I really want to go there to see the building.
So, do you know the people? Do you know who I need to talk to here to get you on Monday Night Raw? That'd be sick.
Unless you run into Vince McMahon walking into his office, or Triple H, one of those guys, if you run into one of them, they're pretty good person to maybe ask.
All right, those two.
I'm sure you probably run into them every day.
Do you think Shawn Michaels has a good relationship with Triple H still? Maybe we could reach out to Shawn Michaels.
He helps with he helps with NXT. He helps make the matches down there and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So actually, 2 years ago, I was in Florida. Actually, 2 years ago, probably tomorrow, we probably pop up in my memories. I drove to the NXT training facility, and I was just tweeting and stuff. I'm like, I'm here. If you guys want me to come in, I will. I got my picture in front of the Performance Center, in front of the NXT trailer. It's just they say, put it out there in the universe. I put it out there, eventually it's going to come around and get me.
I got to figure this out.
I believe it, bro.
I got a couple questions for you, Chris.
Yeah,
I got answers.
Get on them. Get on them, Bobby.
Did you, I don't know what your stage name is, but did you ever consider the Total Package as your wrestler name? Because I just feel like it's a really good fit.
God,
the Total Package.
I've actually thought about doing some sort of package delivery type thing, but I just want to be so disassociated with that when I'm not there.
I hear
right.
You know, I hear you, bro. I have a disorder.
Actually, there's some pretty cool things you could actually do with it because my finisher could be the small package.
Right? Yeah.
And, you know, you easily
over 70. He's making up over 70.
And, you know, to get crowd interaction, you know, whenever you get up on the top rope and you're punching somebody and everybody's like, yeah, 1, 2,
Yeah.
you know, they want to, fans like to interact.
Right.
I always thought, well, you go in for a body slam. So you go in, you'd be like, set, feet, position. I don't even know my.
Oh my God. You don't even know the keys to lifting lower.
Test for weight, lift with your power zone, body slam, and have everybody cheer along.
And the fans be like, yeah.
And have some kind of a logo that looks like that logo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
right.
My black and yellow colors. I get
Oh,
shorts,
shit.
boots,
That's incredible.
and whatever.
Oh, man.
Sleeveless work shirt.
Yeah, dude.
That's incredible.
God.
with slammer on the name.
Oh, dude, that's
fucking
fucking good. So if you ever have to change characters, you have a total backup. What is your finishing move? Do you have a finishing move now?
Well, this is the whole thing with my whole gimmick.
Yeah.
It's really not a gimmick because I truly am a crazy Hulk maniac. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I started with Cape Championship Wrestling, it was basically to get retrained. I'd been with a kind of a garbage type organization. They was a real organization, but that's a whole nother story too. I was their champion, so I've been a champion. So anyway, I started with Cape, started training with them. Literally, we go down there once a month, set up the ring, which I've continued to do to this day, even though I am on the roster to wrestle, because I just think you ought to do what you got to do to, you know, pay your dues. I think you should pay your dues forever. I don't care to go down there and set the ring up. It makes my day early and my night late getting back, but I don't mind. But anyway, after about a year of going down there, setting up the ring, training and stuff, we had a big battle royal a couple of years ago, and it's basically the Royal Rumble style. Every minute somebody's going to come out. So the booker had told me the previous month, he's like, "Oh, you're going to be in the battle royal next month." I was like, "I am?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Awesome." Okay, so I'm excited. As far as I know, I'm just going to be Chris McFarland. Yay.
Right.
You know? So anyway, he sends me a text one day about a week before the battle royal, and he's like, "Hey, do you have anything because I clearly put myself out to the world, what a crazy Hulkamaniac I am, okay?" Which is true. He's like, "Do you have any kind of shirts, kind of early 90s style Hogan or whatever?" And I was like, "Well, yeah."
Do I have them?
Yeah.
So
What color?
the first thing I thought of, I've got that tie-dye Hulkamania t-shirt. So I show him a picture. I'm like, "Is this what you're thinking of?" He's like, "That's perfect. I need you to wear that." At this time, I've also got custom boots and trunks that I've ordered. I know I'm Slammer, which is, so I do know that I'm going to be Chris Slammer no matter what. But, so he has this idea of this Hulkamania thing, and he's just like, so I had to borrow trunks from another guy. I got some weightlifting shoes I guess I'm going to wear as my boots for the ring. You know, I do have knee pads, so that's cool. So I'm going to wear this Hulkamania stuff. And he's just like, "Here's what I want. There's going to be this 350-pound guy in the ring. I need you to go out there and do the whole Hulkamania thing to the crowd and all this." A lot of people kind of know me too, because the fans have got to know me over the year. So anyway, I come out, I get a pretty good pop. I came out to the WCW version.
Dude,
I
love American made. I hate to say it because I love real American, but I love American made more than the WWF version.
That was what they had me come out to. So I'm like early 90s Hogan. I'm doing it, man.
That's such a good song.
I'm coming out there. So I get out there. I'm slapping hands. I'm tearing it up, you know, and I get to the ring and there's two guys there toss their butts over the top rope, and it's me and this
Nice.
350-pound guy in the ring together. And I'm just like, it's like your whole Hogan Andre thing right here. And I'm just like, you brother. And so he goes in to hit me, and we do the whole punch, block. Yeah. So now I'm going to pick him up to body slam him. So I go to pick him up. He hits me, throws me over the top rope. So there's my debut, which led into 2 years of wrestling matches. So anyway, This little idea of this crazy Hulkamaniac, which comes out in every match, I might be out there and I'll be like, but let me tell you something, Macho Man. I mean, I'm just out there just being Hulk Hogan, just that. Dude, so that's how that all came. So that's my gimmick, which really isn't a gimmick.
I have to say, I have to say something. I have to, because of you said American made. I gotta ask Dave or Bobby. Do you know what he's talking about? The WCW version.
I feel like Dave would know because he's a music guy.
Well,
if I gave you just 10 seconds of this clip, just let you see.
Try it.
I have as soon as I YouTube it, Chris, as soon as I put in HU, first thing that comes up, Hulk Hogan WCW theme on YouTube. And I'm telling you just the intro to this. I won't play the whole thing, obviously, but listen to this.
Hold on, Luke. Hold on, Luke.
Yes.
Is it the real American you said?
American made.
This
is his WCW.
American made.
This is the WCW version. I'm only going to play just a clip, but I'm telling you, all right. I can't even explain it, but see if you remember this. I mean, I almost don't even want to turn it off because it's so.
I mean, you can keep it going.
But, but just hearing it, I love the American made version.
I might start going back to using that because I've been using Real American.
Man,
for a while now.
it's hard. It sucks because they're both so good.
I love him.
I love American.
Being a crazy Hulkamaniac and using this as my wrestling life. Right, man, when I'm standing back there behind that curtain and that Real American pops on, man, I'm back there nervous, anxiety, and it's like, he is a real American. I'm just like, oh, and I just start getting into it right behind me.
Play it.
And I sing it.
Well,
I want to see the real slammer. Play it.
Fuck it, I'm playing it.
I want him to switch. I want him to switch in it. I want to.
You want Real American or American made?
Just
which one do you want? You want Real American for intro?
Real American.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Pretend this is the curtain in front of me, and I'm getting sick back there, man. I'm nervous. I'm freaking out.
I'm excited. These YouTube videos are great. Oh, hold on. We got to wait for an ad for 5 seconds. God. Even ads can
our
fuck
technical
up
difficulties have been on fucking point tonight. Thank you, Slammer.
You wanted Real American?
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Dude.
Was it Real American or American made?
Gosh, it does, man. It gets me going. I'm good.
Does it put you in it? Because I do. I said my goal tonight. I wanted to get you. In
right here, man. Right here. Fight for what's right. Yeah.
God damn it! I love it.
Man, I want to go body slam somebody so bad. Right
Let's go, brother! From the top rope. Yeah.
I mean, even the lyrics.
Oh, brother!
Right?
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
That's what I'm saying.
Slammermania is running wild, and it's worldwide, Daddy.
I love it. Oh. Dude,
dude.
Those were the greatest interviews ever. Me and Gene Okerlund with the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior. I mean, I've heard that he hated to interview the Ultimate Warrior because he was scared
the Ultimate Warrior's interviews are the best.
Dude, they are absolutely completely random. It is amazing.
It is. I love the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior is my number 2 favorite wrestler.
See,
I think I saw his documentary. That was pretty crazy. His documentary was pretty nuts.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this is what's funny. The Ultimate Warrior. When I remember seeing the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid, I asked my dad. I was like, how does somebody get that jacked? So I used to think, listen, and I'm not going to even talk about fucking any PEDs here. I'm going to talk about. I thought as a kid that if you just simply lifted weights, you wouldn't have body hair. I thought you didn't. I thought because I was like, well, if you lift weights, I swear to God, as a kid, I thought you didn't. I was like, no, these guys have pit hair. They don't, I was like, it must. If you lift weights,
Virginia.
I'm serious. I mean, you got to think as West Virginia, but as a 7-year-old, think of a 7-year-old nomad. Yeah, I was like, so if I look like the Ultimate Warrior, if I lift weights, I'm not going to have any body. I swear to God, that's what I was thinking as a kid.
I wish that's how it worked. That would never have to shave.
Yeah, no shit, man. When I lifted weights, I wouldn't have to. I'd have been fine.
It started working. You started working, Lucas. You gotta keep going.
Oh my goodness. So I just have a quick question, and
that's great.
I mean, I'm sure many people may know this, but I want to take you back to like your like you said, your first match, or the whole the Battle Royale, the Royal Rumble Battle Royale, Jesus Christ, the whole like Royal Rumble type thing that you guys had going, and it was like your first, and so. I don't know if this is like a secretive thing. If like, are there like secrets or like things that you can't say for like wrestling? Like, are there like the hidden secrets that only like professional wrestlers know? Like,
good question.
You know what I'm saying?
It is a good question.
Like, are there hidden things that the fans don't know, and there's stuff that
Oh yeah,
that like it's like code. You know what I mean? It's like wrestling code, not
the thing that sucks these days are with the internet and everything, and all these smart wrestling fans.
That's what I was about to. Yeah,
I mean,
like
here's the only thing. Here's the only word that I despise. I hate if somebody says wrestling's fake. That drives me freaking bananas.
Right.
Oh, dude, it isn't fake.
No,
it might be entertainment, but it is not fake.
You don't think about it, man.
No.
And I mean, I just like I don't understand why a lot of wrestlers don't do this. I take training very seriously every day when I work out. I mean, it's pretty much what I've done my whole life. But it's like, man, I'm working out hard so I can do my best when I'm there in the ring, or even when I'm at work. It makes my work better,
Yeah.
But
right.
Yeah,
no, sorry, because like I was gonna follow that up, because taking you back to that day when this 350-pound guy tossed you over the rope. So was that something that was talked about? Like, how does the matches end up? Like, like, do you guys talk about this? Like, and then he's going to toss you over the rope and you're going to be.
Yeah.
So like that's like the crazy part. I mean, I get it that, it's entertainment and like, you got to put on a show, but going in there, like, I'm going to lose this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sorry. I got to intervene real quick. Just a real quick jab. Cause I said, well, no, it's not a jab, but it's a jab. Cause you told you I boxed. I said before we recorded, I was like, I did amateur boxing for like 6 years. And for anybody that would say wrestling is fake, I told you earlier, and I will say it now while we're recording, that professional wrestling will be more taxing on your body than probably any other professional sport. Boxing, MMA, anything, especially if you make it to that level to where you're at like UFC and that, like WWE and that, because there's no off season. So it's not, I just wanted to make sure I said that in there, dude. I used to get punched. It might not have been, we might not have had a script to it, but dude, what you do is absolutely not fake. Not at all. Not at all.
No, it's not. I've had the out of place ribs and bruises to prove that.
Oh, much respect, dude. Yeah. I mean, anybody would say that would be ignorant to it.
Have you ever been put through a table?
No.
Okay.
I've had that. Not
curious.
yet. Not yet, anyway. I mean, if I was to go do this hardcore wrestling in Illinois, I guarantee I'd probably be put through a table and probably a busted light bulb over my head. That's probably why I'm probably not going to do it.
Fuck.
There it is. I had to get this in.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
I got one here for I guess 3 of us. What would our wrestler names be? Dave, Luke, and I, if we were wrestlers, right off the top of your head.
Ooh.
Oh, put him on the spot.
You'd be like kind of like the New Day, but you'd be the brown guys.
We'd be the brown guy. See, here's the thing.
I'm the brown guy. Chico.
Hey, Dave, go get him.
Jesus Christ.
We'd be. I was about to.
That was the first thing that popped in my head. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It was making me think of something. It was making me think of something else. And I don't think you've listened to the pod. It was. I was thinking of average
white guys.
average white guys. Yeah, we. To say a shout out. Sorry to bring it up, but that's all I was thinking about. Just to summarize for you, Slammer, we had Robert Cochran on. We had a guest on. And,
we had an average white guy on.
He told Dave he's an artist that he draws people, and he said he could draw. He draws features that stand out. So he said Dave's got great hair, and I'm kind of bald, so that he would focus on my baldness and Dave's hair. But he said, Bobby, he's like, there's really nothing that stands out. You're just an average white guy. And it's been a gem of an inside joke.
Yeah, dude, it's been great. It's been great every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
But yeah, as soon as you said the 3 brown guys, I was thinking, but what I've said in the chats, I was like, you know what? He's an average white guy with above average ideas. That's what I said.
Fucking undercover. Nobody would think I have a genius idea right now.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. So what's your record? Do you know your record? Like,
you know what? I did know it the other day, and I've actually forgot it. I know I've been in. Now, let's see. Like I said, I'm still pretty green, and I'm.
Really?
A lot of people tell me, they say you don't give yourself enough credit. I don't. Maybe you can always be better. Mm-hmm. I always think, well, but I guess I'm pretty good because people keep booking me in matches, so I guess I must be. Okay.
There you go.
Dude, what I've seen, I've only seen the Instagram clips, but dude, yeah, you pump them up, and dude, above all else, you are doing the job that we're all doing, and that's putting you on another level, because I'm not professional wrestling tomorrow.
Fuck no, dude.
Hey, I got to plug my YouTube channel real quick while I'm here, because all my matches are on YouTube.
There you go.
Okay.
So I think it's just Chris McFarland. I think that's what it is. Can't miss me when you pull it up. So anyway, all my matches are on there. I'm pretty good. I don't know.
I think you're good, bud. I think you're good.
We need to get the Cardboard Warriors behind him and just be like,
oh, dude,
Chris McFarland.
Let me ask you this question though. Before I was thinking about it earlier, and it was of Hulk Hogan. I know you're a huge Hulk fan. So how did you feel when he was with the NWO and became a bad guy?
I loved it.
Good.
I've seen you with a couple of the shirts.
Yeah, he was red and yellow. I was red and yellow. The day he turned black and white, turned right with him. I'm a Hulk Hogan fan no matter what.
And Eric Bischoff, genius on that. For the NWO, genius.
I tell you, a couple of years ago, I was down there in Clearwater at his shop, and I was literally 2 weeks too early for the NWO reunion show when they had Nash and Hall there with Hogan. It was just a big thing. You could sit there and listen to their stories and talk to them and have question and answers. Because Hulk even asked me, he's like, "You coming to the NWO?" Oh no, you there?
Oh yeah. We still hear
we can,
you.
Well, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Okay, my phone's on low battery now.
That's all right.
Would it be too? I'm trying to figure out if I need to plug this in before I run out of power. Are you going to be able to hear me if I take the microphone off, or do I need to keep that on?
Yeah, no, we'll still be able to hear you.
I mean, if it's too bad, how's that? Is that still okay?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
It's good.
Well, no.
I just want to see how many warriors we can meet up with and work out with them. Like I told Kenny, I'd love to work out with them one day just so I could just puke my brains out.
Yeah,
dude. Just laugh at me.
Brains out.
Same with Chris. I want to just like go there and like see him lift like 9 plates, and I'll be like, "Could you take 4 of those off?" And it'd just be great fucking video. Just like what's he pump out, like 900 pull-ups, and you're just like, "Oh, I'll do 3."
Probably 1,000.
So yeah, see, he's like doing it one hand. He's like, "Are you done? Did you start yet?" And you're just like, "What the fuck?"
You know, I might do some of this stuff in between sets.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm always staying in Hulkamania mode.
All right.
How do you really like
up with this microphone?
How do you do this job and wrestle? Like, is it straight motivation? Is it energy drinks? Is it Frosted Flakes? Like, what's your secret to?
You know, I figure if you want to do something, you just do it.
Yeah.
And wound up. I've always been wound up. I don't need an energy drink. I just like energy drinks. Mm-hmm. But I'm one of those people. I'm just pretty wound tight, and I can go
ready to go just all the time.
I could work and wrestle a match every night if I could. If I had something here local, if we had a station here local and we put on a show 5 nights a week, I'd do it every night.
Wow.
Sore, whatever. I'm sore every day from working out anyway. I'm sore after wrestling. So I just live sore. So
I understand
that. Work after a long day because boxes aren't 3 pounds. Everything's 150 pounds anymore. Trampoline,
right?
Dressers and
essential trampolines. Yep.
Essential trampoline. And and that's another thing. I feel like sometimes that label says 150, but if we would put that thing on a scale, it might be 185. Just saying.
I think the scales lie too, because I know what certain weights feel like. I know what a 30-pound dumbbell feels like. Right. I picked that up one time and it said it weighed like 80 pounds. And I lugged this sucker in the office. And my buddy that works the clerk, I said, "There ain't no way this thing weighs 80 pounds. I said, "This thing doesn't weigh an ounce under 150 pounds. He's like, "Let's put it on the scale and see." We put it on the scale. It said 80 pounds. I'm like, that's like either I'm getting weak or something, because there's no way this thing weighs 80 pounds. I pick 80-pound dumbbells up with one hand, and I'm like, this thing's rough.
But it's also different too with weights and then other things that just weigh the same. You know what I mean? Because I think the same thing, and then I'm like, but it's also, like you could take a bar and put 2 plates on it, and you got 135 pounds, which I'm sure you can probably handle pretty easy. But you got something else that weighs 135 pounds in a way you can't really. It's just different. I feel like leverage
like
plays
horse.
a lot.
If you had a mini horse that was 135 pounds, it'd be hard to pick up.
Yes, it probably would be.
And it'd probably kick you in the face.
Yeah, I'd say it would.
All right, so we're gonna start getting towards the end of the show here, and so here's one question for you, Slammer.
Oh, we're gonna big boot and the leg drop. All right,
there you go.
Nice.
That's right. That's a good transition. So,
fucking day, isn't it?
It is. I know.
I hope you guys enjoyed me anyway.
Dude, amazing.
Dude,
The Bushwhackers blew my mind.
To say that I enjoyed that, listen,
yeah.
fuck yes, because listen, my name, that's what I said to Bobby when he said Bushwhackers like this, because me and him are like a year apart. I was like, that's right in our wheelhouse as kids. We knew, and my name being Luke, Bushwhacker, I was like, I was a huge fan.
That's me.
I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, that's me out there. That's what I thought. But I was like, yeah, God, it's badass. So badass.
It's so cute seeing you guys fangirl so hard.
So cute.
There's a New York hockey guy coming in to kill our joy here.
I watch guys in big pads skating around the ice. Yeah. It's fucking manly. They do fucking beat each other up.
Listen, I said to him earlier, I said, hockey might be the last true team sport left.
Yeah.
And it is, but that's true. But
he's not even New Yorker. He's like Canadian. If you ever really get to talking to him, he's like, hey.
All right. So back.
Anyways,
back on track here. We want to hear, like, this is a question we ask all of our guests.
Okay.
And this is going back to the company that we all work for. And it always happens during peak season, and we always have helpers, right? Give us your favorite helper story, good or bad.
God.
For instance, mine, I left, I didn't know this at the time, but I left a schizophrenia kid on the side of the road.
This will never get old. I swear. I hope
you can say that every
you can retell that story every episode. It'll never get old.
Because, he was that bad. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just funny stuff like that. And we ask all of our guests their favorite helper story.
Well, let's see.
They're fucking savage.
Well, first off, I've heard that we're not going to get helpers this year because
it's optional. At least here, it's optional.
That's true.
I want one. I don't know. I want a helper because I get a preloader now every year, and the dude just knows where to look for stuff. And
that's good.
Best helper story. Okay. This is the first thing I can think of, and this is probably going to sound bad.
That's totally fine.
No,
that's the best one.
I get to work one morning, see, I had whatever route or whatever. So I went up to get my helper sheet. We get a sheet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do it as well.
I don't know if it's everywhere. So you get a helper sheet. It says their name, whatever. And they're like, and the girls in the office said, here's your helper sheet. And she said it kind of weird. And I was like, okay. And she said, and of course, nowadays, they don't even train them. You just go pick up some random person somewhere that's not trained, never done anything. They don't know anything. So you take them a uniform or a pullover or a vest or something. So we used to take like a pullover for these drivers, okay? So the girl said, and I said, oh, do you have a pullover or whatever for him? And she said, we don't have anything that can fit him. Oh my gosh, why do you guys do this to me, And she said, I'm sorry, pick him up at JC Penney at night.
Does the jump seat hold up? That's my next question.
What kind of hinges is on that mother?
So I go pick this guy up, and he's super nice, but I don't have a pullover for him. I mean, he's dressed in like black khakis or whatever, black khakis, I guess khakis color. Anyway, he's got this big black coat on, and he probably weighs 400 pounds, I guess.
No way, dude.
And I tell him, I'm just like, here, take these packages into Penny's or whatever. And he goes in there. He's in there a long time. He comes back out. He has to get up in the truck, and I mean, he can barely get it.
Put the seatbelt on.
Jesus.
So we was in this little shopping area, and I was like, I used him maybe 40 minutes, and I just said, all right, man, well, that's all the time I can, use.
That's it.
I can only keep you for an hour.
One time. I just picked the guy up at the grocery store. He gets in the truck, so I'm trying to get him the spill from the grocery store to the first stop. So we got like a 5-minute drive. I'm telling him what to do, blah, blah, blah. And this guy, he's all bouncy, and I'm like, okay, well, at least this guy's probably going to hustle, So I give him an envelope. The next day, our envelope, see that house over there? Take that over there. So I get in the back of the truck, and I start looking, trying to arrange some stuff, and I know a couple minutes has gone by. Then I'm like, where's this guy at? No. So I get out my truck and look, and he's over there knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell. I'm like, put it down and get over here. I'll be out all night if you
waiting for him to come out and hand it to him on a satin pillow.
Dude,
that's incredible. That's
unreal.
I guess, okay, you want one more? I got one more.
Hell yeah, keep them coming.
So they had me pick this girl up to be my helper. And she probably weighed 300 pounds, I guess.
Oh, my God, dude.
She didn't use 3-point contact. She had to use 4.
Oh, wait, we're going to get a visual.
Yeah, pull herself up in the truck. And I did the same thing to her as I did that guy. I probably used her like 30 minutes, and I thanked
That's
her.
it.
And I called her and I said, don't you guys ever do that. And I said, I will go out here and do stops by myself.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, good thing is there's not many starving people in Missouri.
No.
You know that. We fucking know that. I don't need you getting shit from me from Missouri. Like, fuck that. You don't get no.
Good one, because my regular helper, he had to take that dead tired. He'd been up at 1 morning doing the preload and then going out with me until 6-7 o'clock in the evening.
Shit.
So a day comes on, he's like, man, I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow. I'm like, hey, I understand you need to rest or whatever. So I get to work and they're going to give me this kid. Hey, it's like this 19-year-old kid. They're like, hey, he hustles, blah, blah, blah. And he's been working preload, shows up, and I'm like, great.
Shows up. Yeah, that's
He can blink.
Get up. He probably weighs 120 pounds. And
so we're going against this.
He's starting.
He tells me the magic words that I didn't need to hear. Yeah, man, I used to work at GNC, and I already knew right there that I was going to get Mr. Fitness with me.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He started that he's going to be a world-class power lifter, and I'm just like, he said that, and I'm like, a world-class power. He started telling me about all the food he eats every day. So if you ever get somebody, first thing they tell you, they worked at GNC, you're about to get a lesson of nutrition.
It blows my mind that anybody that would weigh 120 pounds think they're going to be a
world-class power lifter.
Yeah, be a power lifter.
I was 120 pounds at one time.
Well, listen, that's not a thing for you, Bobby. When I think power lifter, I think like the mountain from Game of Thrones, like big motherfuckers, power lifters, right? Is that what you think, Slammer? When you hear the term power lifter, you don't think of. I mean, that was a weight room term here. If you say power lifter, that's somebody that's not cut, not shredded, just a strong son of a bitch. Yeah, big boy. Yeah. That's
actually,
what a power lifter.
From having my gym, I knew some dudes that were just freaky strong. I got a friend that's a power lifter, and he does powerlifting meets and all this. Dude's legs are like twigs, and he can squat and good squats. I mean, this dude's like making videos. He's squatting like 550 pounds and deadlifting 500 pounds. I'm like, I know how big this guy is. His upper body's big and ripped, and he's packed on some weight over the years. My gosh, it just always amazes me. It's like I squat 315, man. I'm giving her.
Yeah, you wonder how his legs don't snap like balsa wood or some shit.
It's crazy. So anyway, I know, but when somebody has to start announcing to me that they're a power lifter,
yeah. I just seen a quote. Words are what you want to be. Actions are who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. That's nice, Bobby.
And I was like, oh shit, that's pretty good. Like I got to remember that one.
That's good. So I have one last question for you.
I hope I have one good answer.
During your wrestling career, have you had any wardrobe malfunctions?
Good question.
Oh, no, I haven't had a wardrobe malfunction, but a couple matches ago, I was like, gosh, dang it, something is in my shoe, in my boot. And I don't know how, but a little piece of my hanger, the plastic hanger, there's these two little things on there, I guess, for little straps, whatever. Somehow one of those things broke off and was in my boot. And I'm just like shaking my leg during the whole match. So I guess that's about as.
No way. It was during the match. Jesus Christ.
But no wardrobe malfunctions.
That's good.
That's the worst feeling in the world when you get something in your shoe during work or a wrestling match and you're just like, what the fuck?
Especially a wrestling match.
Yeah. It's like I say, my route is 95% pavement. I don't know how I get so many rocks in my shoes.
It's true.
Right? How do they get there?
I don't know. Mine and I'll be walking along and I'll see my shoes untied. I'll be like in front of somebody, my shoe will come untied. I'll be like, look like a little 5-year-old kid walking around here, my shoe untied. My shoes are untied. How does this happen?
Right. So that's going to lead me into our question of the week, because we always post a question of the week for the listeners, the followers, and we always have people engaged in the questions. And the question of the week was, what's been your worst wardrobe malfunction while on the job? So we got quite a few, and I'm just going to read them off here for everybody. All these on Instagram. And this one's from chasing_boxes.
My man.
And he says he sees a trend with pant failures. And that's obviously one of the biggest things I think we all probably have had happen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what a lot of them are here. So obviously we all know that one brand, Twin Hill, no longer a brand for the company, thank God, because they made like the worst shorts and pants ever.
I'm still wearing mine. They won't get me new shorts.
What?
We've had the new polos forever. We're in I guess we're still in a thing. They can't order us uniforms because the company's too poor for us to get them, I guess.
I have heard that too in other centers as well, that they're like,
I've heard that as
like
well.
Ordering freeze. But
that's one thing to get on when I come back, because my shorts are just shredded. I wear shorts pretty much year round, and they're in not good shape.
Doesn't it get cold? It gets cold in Missouri because I ran up in that mother. It gets cold over there.
I just like to wear shorts.
Oh, you're crazy.
Way more range of motion in shorts. More range of motion.
Nothing. My snow boots on, having shorts on, it makes for good conversation with people all day. They love it.
There you go. That's awesome.
Easy guy, no boots and his shorts. That's me.
Nice.
That's awesome. So _itzello says, once when I was a driver helper, I split the back of my shorts when I squatted down to drop the packages. I heard a lady behind me say, "Oh my." And he wore his sweater around his waist the rest of the day. What else we got here? Chasing_boxes. Reality is so much better than fiction. I had a colleague's dress shirt come flinging out. Flinging, I like that word. I had a colleague's dress shirt come flinging out of their unzipped pants, looking like a you-know-what, right in front of the customer. It was hilarious. Imagine just a shirt just flapping in the wind.
What the fuck?
Like I said, a lot of these were squatting ones. It looks like. Century CN 036. I had a dolly full of boxes and squatted to set them down in an office of 3 women, and my pants blew out mid squat. I just froze there and stared at the women. Bambi Killer Dan says, other than being fat, nah, I really haven't had anything.
Jesus Christ. Come on, what was it, Dan? Come on, Dan.
Bambi Killer Dan. That's a name. Idaho Birder says, did anyone not split the crotch out of the old Twin Hill pants and shorts? Okay.
No, I had
that's
one.
What we're talking about. Not a wardrobe malfunction. This one's from Divato Loco. it looks like. Not a wardrobe malfunction, but a friend of mine stopped in front of his next delivery to organize his shelves. On this particular day, he was super gassy. Oh no. He was super gassy and thinking he was alone. He just let a monster rip. Unbeknownst to him, the lady of the house had walked out to the truck because he was taking a while. Next thing he hears is this lady all concerned asking, "Is everything okay?" Now he can't look her in the face without reliving the embarrassment. And last but not, no, we still got two more. Banana Man _NJ says, completely ripped shorts like a skirt, worked the entire day, lots of smiles and tips. I don't want to know what kind of tips.
Is that why they call him Banana Man?
Ooh, nice.
Got him.
Jesus Christ.
Last but not least, this one's from Lindsay Ann _808. I was covering a senior driver where his run is an hour and a half away from the building out in the Rockies. The loading dock was full at the one hotel I had to deliver to, so I had to walk and pile up their boxes full of paper onto the dock. Oh, paper. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Paper onto the
That's
dock
the
and then
worst.
hop up to grab them. They were heavy, so I really squatted down to lift them, blew the ass completely out, right up to the waistband. Of course, the dock was full of dudes, and of course, I had bright purple underwear on. I tried to go on like nothing happened, but it was obvious. I ended up finding a spare pair of pants in the driver's supply box. Unfortunately, they were 6 sizes too big and had to use a bungee cord as a belt. Finished my day looking like a hobo.
You got $1?
Oh my goodness, dude. That's crazy. So thank you guys for the comments, all of that. And yeah, that's pretty much
I've
it.
blown the ass out of so many pants. It's just, I lost count.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know the struggle.
Does anybody
So you're saying the shorts don't rip as easy as the pants?
And they don't rip as easy because you like I was saying with Slammer there, you got way more range of motion, you know, and sometimes I don't know, maybe it's because I feel like my torso is way longer than my legs. So I don't know, maybe I feel like I feel like shit I have on my when I wear pants, sometimes it's really baggy, and then I'll make a step, and I mean it's just like as sure as the sun comes up, man, I'm gonna rip the fucking ass out of them.
Do you take the pockets? So like if I'm wearing pants, I'll take the pockets and then I'll hike them up, and then
I do, but I forget. No, I do, and I'll remember. I'll be like, oh wait, I remember. I'll tear the ass out of these things. and I'll remember it. But then you go in and out of the truck a couple hundred times. There's going to be that one time when you don't think about it, and that's it.
Awesome. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up here. Chris, do you have anything for us? You have any questions for us?
I don't know off the top of my head. I just thank you guys for thinking of me to have me on here. This is
awesome. Yeah, man.
Dude, it has been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on here. Right. This has been awesome.
And
made my day.
And thank you. And listen, we're gonna say goodbye, but don't hang up the phone, Chris, because we would like to say goodbye to you off of this here. And so everybody, go follow Chris's Instagram. I believe it's Chris_Slammer. Correct. Yeah. And also check out all of his matches on YouTube. Chris McFarlane.
Twitter.
Is that MAC?
MACSGYM. Max Jim on Twitter. Hulk Hogan follows me, so everybody else should too.
Oh, damn right.
You can't fucking argue with that, brother. Oh my God.
You
I got a Facebook page. I got my Slammers Gym Facebook page. Be a friend. Be a pal.
Be a friend.
Can you send us the link so we can post it all where we need to?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, please do.
Snapchat, I got it all, man. I got a TikTok, you name it, I got it.
Dude, your Snapchat emoji looks almost exactly like you. I saw you post that on Instagram. I was like, damn, that thing is a spitting image of the Slammer.
I spend way too much time on social media.
I think we all do right here.
Yeah, we're probably all guilty.
I'm like the guy that goes to work and I sit in my car until it's like 5 minutes till. I go get my board, get in my truck and go. I don't really associate with anybody at work. Wrestling, day of matches, 2 o'clock comes around after we train. I'm probably off in the corner somewhere by my. Awesome. I'm that guy. Kind of, you might see me, and then all of a sudden be, "Where's Chris at?" Not probably been gone for hours.
Elusive.
So yeah,
Nice.
I'm social, but not really.
Awesome. So
All the
listen,
greats are.
to end this
That's right.
episode, can we get a big old brother out of you?
What? Can you get a big brother?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They go, okay.
Now or after?
Do
What'd you
it.
say?
Right now. Right now.
For one of these?
And say it.
Brother.
Just give us a big brother.
Brother.
That's right.
Brother.
I love it.
Awesome.
DNA results back. Everybody's my brother.
That's right.
Thank you guys for listening. Chris, thank you again for joining us. Guys, we'll catch you next week. Later.
Later, guys.
See ya.